All right, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? I hope all is well with you. So I want to present to you DPM Ngozi Orabueze's speech in just concluded, Heroes and Heroines Memorial Day that took place in Washington, D.C. You may have watched the program, maybe you participated somehow, you watch it live, but I want you now to calm down and pick every word from DPM. It's not too long, it's about 20-something minutes video. I'm not gonna say anything much. I will allow her to, to make her speech from minutes 1 to the end without interference. The reason being that I want you to understand I don't want to miss anything from that. Very, very important, again, for documentation purpose. It is very, very important that you do so. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel in case if you are new. As you can see that you are this particular platform, we are trying our best to keep it going, to make sure that you maintain what you have started, to keep it, alive. With your support, it will go places. So please do all you can, do all you need to do to help us on that. All right, make sure you like I said, and share it. God bless you as you do so. Take care.
Introducing this lady, because I have so many things to say about her. What can I say? This honorable lady is a personality that makes footprints everywhere she passes. She has an aura of lighting up the room every time she walks in. Wherever she is, there is laughter, happiness. I'm talking about this honorable lady that is humble, generous, donating, supporting, spending sleepless nights just to make sure that things are done at the right time. I'm not talking about any other person, but I'm talking about the influencer herself, our lady of the hour, the intelligent one, the woman that mothers all of us, our DPM, the Deputy Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, Adeoye Jemba, our able and capable, Her Excellency, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Thank you so much. Again, I want to welcome everyone here today from the United States of Biafra people, their friends, their well-wishers, our allies are here present. I welcome all of you. This is a very memorable event for us Biafrans. We gather around this area every year to remember fallen heroes and heroines of our dear nation that was invaded by the Nigerian state in 1967. But way before then, a lot of atrocities were being committed by the Nigerian state against our people. And we fought a brutal war between 1967 and 1970, and at the end of that, it was declared no victor, no vanquished. But those horrors that existed at that time still exist as we speak today. the killings, the Islamization agenda, the jihadism, the terrorism, which at that time was not made public. Thanks to social media, today everything has been exposed, and the world has seen that Nigeria state is real, the terrorist state. But they use the globalist terrorism agenda to impose that on other people. They impose that on the innocent ones that are trying to stop those terrorism. So I welcome everyone here today. I remember our leader, Onyendo Nnamdi, who is languishing in Nigeria prison as we speak. He said Nigeria state colluded with some people in Kenya to abduct him from Kenya to Nigeria. And what was the reason for that abduction? So that our freedom, Biafra, will not come. And I always try to remember and tell people, the taking away of Onyendo Nnamdi is not personal. It's not about him. It's about we, the 80 million Biafrans that are fighting, that have said we do not want to reintegrate and rehabilitate with known terrorists that the Nigerian state is bringing into our community. It's as simple as that. Self-determination, we have the right. Decolonization of our colonizers is our right. We have exercised that on November 29th, 2024 in Latin Finland, after 50 million Biafrans voted online and in homeland through a self-referendum to exit that enclave called Nigeria. And about 1,500 of us gathered in Finland between November 29, 2024 and December 3rd, 2024 to declare our independence. And over 500 Biafrans from across the world appended their signature to that declaration document. This declaration cannot be tampered with by any individual, any group, any government, any organization. That will be never happen. Not under my watch. Different countries in the world, they carried out similar events to become independent. Ours will never be different. So I use this opportunity to remember our Onyendo Nnamdi, who is languishing in Nigerian dungeon for not committing any crime. All he says is, I do not want my people to live with reintegrated terrorists that will turn around and kill them, behead them, take over their homes, burn their homes, kill their families, rape their women and children. And that's exactly what is happening in Nigeria today, unless you are not following. The constant beheading of innocent teachers in front of the pupil, the kidnap of travelers, thousands, the invasion of dormitories, the forceful removal of undergraduates into the bush, many of them were killed. The forceful removal of children, women, the cutting of the throat, the beheading, the standard Islamic jihadism, terrorism is what is going on in Nigeria today. Millions of indigenous Nigerians and Biafrans have been murdered and are still being killed every single day due to the policy of the Nigerian state to reintegrate and rehabilitate non-terrorists into the country. In order to Islamize the whole country. As we speak today, Nigeria is a member of the Organization of Islamic Committee or Council. As we speak today, the United States of America have declared Nigeria as a country of particular concern. All of us know what it means to be a country of particular concern. Removing people without any reason, dumping them in jails and DSS dungeons, in prisons, without trials, killing and maiming, committing human rights atrocities against innocent citizens. As we speak, Nigeria has been declared as the most dangerous country in the world for Christians to live. Biafrans are Christians. Anyone, any individual, any group, any country that expects the citizens of the United States of Biafra to coexist with a country that has been declared as the most dangerous country in the world for Christians to live, the person must check his or her head. Something is wrong somewhere. Facts have shown that Nigeria commits Christian genocide on a very large scale. Some has described it as the longest running Christian genocide in the world. But it's been covered up all these years, thanks to the social media that has exposed and continue to expose this killing that is going on a daily basis. That is why we have everywhere you look right now in the country, children are being kidnapped, mothers are begging, mothers are even begging for so that they don't kill them. You see children lying under the rain, under the sun. You see children being burnt with a rubber. You know, the rubber you used to put in a gasoline or oil or gas or something, they light it up and use the oil, the fire that drips from the rubber to splash it on the back of innocent children. You know how painful it is. Even to drop candle, a lighted candle on your body, you know how painful it is. Talk less of a burning rubber being splashed on the back of innocent kids. So this is outright horror. This is people that are out to commit outright horror on indigenous Nigerians and indigenous Biafrans. Anyone that supports one Nigeria is evil. That person is committing a lot of crimes against humanity. The Nigerian president has been declared as the third most corrupt president in the whole world. These are facts. Tinubu has been declared as the third, of course, most corrupt president in the whole world. Recently, Nigeria has been declared as the worst place on planet Earth for an individual to exist or to live. These are facts. That was why on December 25, 2025, the United States of America has to bomb Sokoto in Nigeria. And on May, this 2026, the United States of America also has to bomb Nigeria to remove the number 2 ISIS commander, who the Nigerian state has been hiding for over 7 years, and whom the Nigerian president and their politicians told the world that the guy was killed 2 years ago. Will somebody tell you the top ISIS commander was killed 2 years ago and he was just killed this month, this May? These are some of the atrocities the Nigerian state, colluding with the Sokoto Caliphate, continues to commit every single day, hiding these atrocities, pretending to be a democratic nation, pretending to be a free nation, despite all the laws they signed when Nigeria became a country, which some of us have discovered, some of those, they never really signed that. Because for you to be a nation, there are basic things that you have to commit to do, especially in dealing with human rights. That was why they colluded with some people in Kenya to go to Kenya and kidnap Onyenumazi Nnamdi Kanu. The United Nations set up a committee, an extraordinary rendition, and they told Nigerian government to leave Nnamdi Kanu and compensate him This is a fact. They refuse to do that. Why? It's not because of Nnamdi Kanu. It's because of the independence of the people of Biafra. They do not want that to happen. But thank God it has happened. And no one, nobody, no country can ever tamper with this freedom. We have formally, peacefully returned to the Nigerian state. Amen. To leave Biafra territory. We have informed them officially. They are fully aware of our declaration of our independence. Nigeria is currently forcefully occupying our nation, the United States of Biafra. We've notified them to leave. They will leave. They must leave. I will make them leave. Regardless. The United States of Biafra has met all the conditions set up through the Montevideo Convention, like Orabueze has said. We met all the criteria where particular people, a specific geographical area, the United States of Biafra map currently is on the wall. We were actually a nation between 67 and 70. So it's not as if we are just treading on a path we don't know. Everything was set up at that time before the invasion by the Nigerian state. When Gowon broke the Akure code, he reached Itoju. So we remember our leader. We remember all the fallen heroes. We remember Philip Efion. We remember Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. And then when Nigeria took away Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, our Prime Minister Simon Ebba in Finland took over the leadership of this freedom movement. So many things were brought. And then Nigeria, being a country of particular concern, again, moved over to Finland to collude with the Finland government, labeling our Prime Minister Simon Ebba as a terrorist, or rather he's influencing us. That was a lie. In collaboration with the Finnish authorities, they took away our Prime Minister Simon Ebba, whom his appeal is coming out this August. We've already written Finland to let our PL go. We've written to Nigeria to let Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu go, because that which they seek, we already got it. And no one can take it away from them. Currently, we are using every legal means to ensure that Nigeria leaves the 40 state of Biafra. They must leave, whether they like it or not. It may take time, but it will happen. Yes. This wish of the people can never be tampered with. Biafrans are now more resolute than ever. For the choice now, you notice the Memorial Day in the United States of Biafra home territory. Biafrans all over the 40 states quietly, peacefully enjoyed the Memorial Day event. Yes. Usually Nigeria will invade and kill. We remember so many killings by the Nigeria state headed by people at this time. The Obibo killing, the Port Harcourt massacre, the Mbo massacre, the Headbridge massacre, the Okwama massacre, the Aba massacre, the Hamufu massacre. In all these are innocent indigenous Biafrans that have not committed any crime. But Nigeria state has continued to commit these atrocities and evil against our people, and still is a part of organizations like the United Nations, the African Union, and all that. Nigeria should not be in any of these type of organizations anymore because of the atrocities they've committed. But one thing I promise everyone listening to me, Nigeria is on a trajectory of to solution, not one, can stop that. You cannot stop a country that has been overtaken by terrorists. And we thank the United States of Biafra, the United States of America President Donald Trump for leading this course as a Republican, for ensuring that some of this crime which Nigeria government has engaged in, mostly were engineered by the Democrats in the United States of America. Because Secretary Blinken, on his way to Nigeria, removed Nigeria from a country of particular concern. Within the period he did that, over 100,000 indigenous Nigerians were murdered by these Fulani terrorists. Why did he do that? Who influenced Secretary Blinken to remove Nigeria from a country of particular concern? Why does he have to do that? Why is it that it is Donald Trump that has to carry this fight against these terrorists? And these terrorists have created a safe haven in Nigeria where they will use as a base to attack the Western world, especially the United States of America. They always chant death to America. Everyone knows that. That was why they hid the second in command of ISIS inside Nigeria for over 7 years, where he has radicalized thousands of Islamic extremists that are beheading people, jailing people, killing people, kidnapping them, abducting them, suffering innocent children that have not committed any crime. Every time you open the social media, you see Nigerians crying, adults just crying for the suffering of innocent citizens inside that enclave. We cannot all keep quiet because it can happen to our own children. It can happen to our own families. So keeping quiet is not an option. Whether they hear us, whether they hear you or they don't hear you, you must do something to make the world a better place. If you don't do it, you're making the world a more dangerous place. You may think you're hiding it temporarily. Tinubu and his Nigerian politicians may think they just don't want to go there. They don't want to talk about it. But I'm telling you, the more you don't talk about it, the more that evil is going to come even to my own child or your own child. The fight that we refuse to fight now, our children cannot fight it. They can't. That is why we must do the extreme we can to ensure that this evil stops. A Canadian court has declared the Nigerian political parties, major parties of the government, the APC and PDP, as a terrorist organization. What else do we need? What else are people waiting for? Because of the killings, because of the human rights abuses, every time they carry out election, these Fulani terrorists that came into Nigeria were actually brought in by the Nigerian politicians to help them win elections. And after they win those elections, they told them to go. They said they cannot go anymore. That's why they now become a safe haven for all the terrorists in the world. Nigeria has become a safe haven. So a sitting federal court in Canada has declared Nigerian government's APC political party as a terrorist organization. A Canadian court has declared Nigerian police as terrorists and evil. So what else are we waiting for? Nigeria is a lawless country. They don't follow the rules. They don't obey the rules. When the United Nations told them to release him now, they cannot compensate him. Did they do that? No. It's a lawless country. So we, the United States of Biafra citizens, we must use both the lawful and the lawless one to confront the evil called Nigeria. Because we're not going to just sit down, fold our hands while they come and behead us at night, kill our brothers and sisters, rape our mothers, destroy our children, and we will be watching. That was why we declared on November 29, 2024, the United States of Biafra have the structure for all the different departments. We set up the Envision United States of Biafra Elite Squad. that are protecting Biafrans as we speak, protecting our territory, protecting our people, and are ready to move from day one to ensure no Fulani terror enters the United States of Biafra territory. The United States of Biafra government currently has partial control of some territories in the United States of Biafra. This Memorial Day event in Biafra land that the United States of Biafra government declared was observed by the 80 million Biafrans, despite Nigerian government telling them not to observe. So we have the control. The United States of Biafra people also voluntarily every Monday for the past 5 years have been sitting at home. This control. And the Nigerian government is fighting it, using some Biafrans. So today we remember our fallen heroes. We will continue to honor them. And what we do every day will make their mind to rest peacefully. Because the evil that Nigeria has done to them, we cannot allow that to happen to us, to our children. That is why we must intensify. Biafrans at home listening to me, make sure you are okay. Make sure you continue to do your own part of it. The has divided this job for us. The United States of Biafra cabinet, we are doing our own excellently well. And I thank Biafrans in homeland that are also doing your own. But at home, you must intensify this job that we created for all of us. You do your own part, I'll do my own part. This job will become easier for everyone. On that note, I want to say a big thank you to all of you. Thank the committee and that put this thing together every day. It's just so much that the cabinet and their members of our committee are doing behind the scenes to make sure that we continue